let's review season 1 through 7 of Hawaii Five-O. I'm not just reviewing them. I'm literally just going over my points of what they should have done better. Because I stopped watching after season 7 because Kono and Chan left. And you know, what's Hawaii Five-O without cousins? Maybe I do know because y'all stayed, but I didn't. So they really got different people to replace them. I was like, those are not my cousins. Like, what is this? But 2 main people are missing for me, which made me stay. And they're not here. So I did. And I left. First season, it couldn't be as big as it was without these 2. I mean, did y'all not see how Kono and Chan was introduced in the first place? They were set as mains. We all know Danny and Steve were like a little bit of more, they have more dialogue, I feel like. But I just feel like since Steve really the boss, that's all. Steve was like the real main character. Because the show started when his character arrived and set up the whole team. But I feel like also the whole reason that the cousins Chin and Kono, which is Grace, and Daniel left is because they wanted to be paired equally within their rights to, because they weren't being paid equally as to their 2 white male co-workers. They were obviously getting paid less. CBS final offer to Kim Park was reportedly 10 to 15% lower than what Olaf Flynn and Can made. Kim said the pay difference between himself and Olaf Flynn and Can was significant. He also acknowledges the difference that many Asian American actors. So if theirs were so significantly different, imagine being a woman Asian American. I'm so glad they left. They stood on business. They stood on big business. And I don't even blame the actors. I blame the production, the management, because they all should have been getting paid equally, because they all were the main character. They all brought them to the show, which is also why I left, because what was the show if not with all of them? And I feel like it would have been very different if one of them just left, but both of them left within the same yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I'm glad they stood together though. And I'm also glad that their careers never stopped either. Cause Kono, I see you, girl. I was just watching Billy and Little. And you know, your character wasn't that best. She had some stuff to work with, but I feel like I loved your character in it though, because she stood on business just how you stood on business and left. Act like Daniel Ben didn't have a career even before this show. I mean, have you not seen Lost? And he had been in a couple different since this Avatar, maybe. Like, come on, they should have been paid very equally. They've been in bigger things than just this. People were coming to see them. Anyways, now that I said that, let's talk about what they could have done differently other than keep them and pay them equally. I'm glad Adam's actor was still getting that bag, but at the same time, you and Kono, the voicing really hurt me. And then I feel like they really hurt though is because they was trying to question if she was pregnant or not at the end of the season as well. So it was like, well, we know she wasn't, but it could have been something they did. And just imagine these 2 as parents. Like, I love them as a couple, but just imagine them. Imagine getting to see there, because she was good with kids. And I mean, they were so cute. Look at this. I mean, did they start off rocky? Yeah, because she was hiding him from everybody because his dad was who his dad was. But they were cute and everybody loved them together. And man, when I say I hate what they did to them, I hate it. Especially him though, because after they got a divorce, he stayed and his character was just not how he was doing before. Like, I never knew how impactful Kono was to his life until them doing him like that. Especially like the first episode of that next season, him just being like not together at all was crazy. Especially after everything he sacrificed to be with her though. I'm sorry to the actor, but you should just stop that bag, because your character was never the same after that. Like, we'll never see this again. And we never did after, even when the show kept on going. Here's what I would have done though. Since they wanted to be paid so equally, I would have gave them their own show and paid them so equally. Since they made Chan go off to San Francisco, that's exactly what they should did. They should have took Kono with him, and they could have both been working together, solving stuff. Especially like what she went off to do as well. She's went off to stop trafficking and stuff, track down girls. Like, they both could have been doing that in San Francisco with their own show. I would have loved to see that spinoff. I'm not gonna lie. This could have been a franchise. Well, it is a franchise, but I'm just saying they could have been in it. And we will never see this again either. Him and his dialogues are so funny as well, though. I loved his character. That's not talked about. The rating dropping after this. I'll give you 2 seconds to read this. Okay. Like, how is you not gonna pay them equally when your show's already losing a rating? Maybe keeping people to watch Again, I'm not saying that they're the problem at all. They're just coming to work just like everybody else. And yes, I love their banter as well. And I love their characters. And I love their bond with the people that left as well. And I tried watching too. I did. I tried watching the seasons after. I watched the episode and I was like, no, no, thank you. You know what else isn't talked about enough? The fact that his same daughter stayed throughout the whole series. The whole series. I love that. I like when they keep the same character for the child because Grace and Danny relationship was so cute to me, and I will forever hate that they gave him another child. I'm not saying that giving him another child was wrong. I just feel like having the child be within that circumstance was crazy. The fact that they wanted us to believe that the baby mama kid that Danny was the father is crazy, especially how she's seeing how well Grace and Danny were, their relationship was. I didn't really like the mother too much, but I also didn't like the fact that they ran with this storyline. The fact, yes, he gave us something, but I just didn't want that something. Me personally, it would have been better if they at least tried with Danny and the baby mama for a little bit. Because I'm not saying I didn't like their relationship. I'm just saying it could have been better. And the fact, the only reason he found out is because the mother needed something from the biological father is crazy era. And I can't be the only person who shipped this. And when I say this, I mean Connell and Danny. I used to say it. Before Adam came along, I really thought they were going to do something. Because how good she was with Grace. And they always constantly flirted. Like, I definitely seen something there. And I mean, seeing people be talking about how Steve, but I never seen it. I just think they wanted to see that because he was like the main character, but I never seen it. But in the end, I'm glad everybody stayed a friend. Sometimes you don't need to cross that boundary. Sad we will never have them back, but it was great while it lasted. Comedy, really. Anyways, if you haven't watched Hawaii Five-0, I recommend it. Just stop season 7 because that's when my faves leave. Well, not really my faves. I'm just saying the people that made the show for real for me. Like these 4 made the show, and without the core 4, what is it? Where are we? Bro, with new people. Like, come on. And we all know shows that were made during 2010 were, yes, love them for real.